back to The Talk. I'm here with author Mandy Cantrell. Welcome, Mandy.
Hey there.
Thank you for coming back.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, Mandy fascinates me because she puts out book after book these last couple of years. And as a writer, I'm like, why can't I do that? How do you do that?
Well, it's not easy. Depends on which week it is and which book it is. So, I'm just trying to keep it rolling, and I'm having fun with it, not taking it too seriously, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So just a backtrack. Mandy's been on The Talk before, but tell us in a nutshell a little bit about your first two books.
Okay, so I did Tracing the Devil first, and that was a fun book, and that came from a chapter that I had written in an unpublished book. Didn't think it would go any further than that, and I decided to pull it out and kind of stretch that story, and it sort of became its own. So that was my first book, and it was a novella, and then I came out with Trace's Notebook, 8788. That's a follow-up, but it is a prequel. So it's fun because, as you know, it's set up like a true notebook. And these books are from the 80s time period. So it's the late 80s, a lot of rock and roll references, a lot of 80s references in general. But the notebook is Trace's journal from school, and it's all written from his point of view the year before the first book. So now we have a new one coming out, and I'm really excited about that. That is The Tracks of Trace Airing. And so that follows immediately after the first book. And it's more of an adventure, and it's got I call it a dark scavenger hunt, because we remember from the 80s and as a child doing the scavenger hunts and stuff. So it's a larger book than the other ones. But this is still a quick read because it's the quick conversations, and it's just spooky fun. Yeah.
I love spooky fun. Yeah. So here's one thing I love about your Trace books. Trace is the main character, and he's a little dark, if you will. Yeah. And the whole feel, like you said, is 80s, and you get the phones with the long cords. Oh, yeah. The talk is 80s. Yep. It's the whole feel is 80s. And for me, I graduated in 1989 from Northwest High School, and it takes me right back there to 88, 89, maybe even 87. Yeah. That whole feel, the bands, you can't go wrong with the likes of Guns N' Roses and Skid Row.
Skid Row, Poison, even Metallica gets mentioned in this one. And, it's a fun time. But there was some spooky, there were some controversial things at the time. And so, that's a highlight for it. But he's the bad boy. He's like the typical bad boy, the misunderstood, God, once you read more, you learn more about his heart and his backstory. And so you feel for him, even though he doesn't make the best choices.
We don't always make the best choices, but we keep trying, right?
That's right.
And Trace has a love interest.
Yeah.
So there's a little romance, young romance. This is a young adult, but I enjoy it very much. Yeah. I enjoy reading it. I do like a good young adult book. I won't read them all, but they're like Twilight. I love Twilight. I love the Trace books. You even have Trace merchandise.
Yeah, I do.
Shirts, glasses, etc. Yeah. And you did a fun photo shoot recently.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was done at Berry College. And you had several young people come out, including my nephew, Brody.
Yes, he was so good.
It was his first time. I think he likes to be a part of those kind of things, too.
I think he loved it.
I think he loved it because, my sons used to be models. And he looks up to them like his mentor. But the other kid you had there, it was just such a good fit.
It was a great group. Yeah. And it's on my website if anybody wants to check that out.
I'll share some photos up here with our viewers, too.
Yeah.
So I've got through your first two books, obviously. I will say there's a Ouija board in it, and this is not promoting Satanism or anything like that, because Mandy and I are both Christians. Yeah. But I'll speak for you, I think we love a good spooky story.
We love the spooky, and we understand the dangers of the spooky. Absolutely. And how there's that balance. Most all my stories are not preachy, but they have that moral at the heart of it. Sure. You play with fire, you get burned.
Yeah. And it is fun. And I'll tell you what, usually it will take me, and this is the truth, usually it will take me a minute to read a book because I'll read just for a little entertainment, then I'll do something else. I might read it the next day, or I might read it the next week or the next month. But both of your books I read within a matter of a day.
Oh, so I love hearing that.
I love to be taken back to that era.
Yeah.
Let's skip forward to another book that you have coming out.
I'm so excited. It's fun to be doing a different project. I'm going to stick with Trace for a little while. I think I've got 4 more books planned in the Trace series.
Good.
Yeah, so that's just sort of, running without my prior knowledge. But yes, a fair in August. So I don't know if you want me to share this right here, but I can read the back. It's a it takes place. It's not an 80s book. It takes place a few years in the future, like maybe 5 years from now. And there's been some changes, and I'll just read right here. It's about a local journalist, so you can appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's local journalist Millie Dawson has her first real assignment, the traveling fair that just rolled into town. And I love the fair. I love carnivals. I grew up with that, and it was always so much fun when that came to town. It says, in the near future, when fairs, carnivals, and circuses are almost obsolete, Millie goes behind the scenes to report on the safety and relevance of the last traveling fair. Dazed by the lights and entranced by the charms of the ringleader and his most entrusted employee, Millie quickly finds herself in the midst of something strange and enticing. This curious place of colorful characters provides an unexpected path to self-discovery in this late coming-of-age story where a young woman is determined to follow her heart's desire no matter the cost. So it's a thriller. It's a thriller of sorts. It's not horror. It's not over the top, but it's exciting because you get that feel, that nostalgia of the fair. Then you also get that that undertone of something going on, something mysterious, and what part do all these characters play? And she's very prim and proper and not experienced in the world, so she's not been to the fair. Like, she doesn't know, and it's just a different take on that being a little in the future, and it was fun.
That does sound like fun.
Yeah.
And I, too, loved the fair in the day. It was fun.
Exciting.
Something that I think young people look forward to, like especially in the fall when, the fair's coming.
Yeah, there's a feel to that.
So we have a mutual friend who has opened a publishing or started a publishing company.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so Carly Land, I'll go ahead and plug her here. So she has started Colorful Crow Publishing. Well, it's been a little bit now, but it's a traditional publishing company. It's, full service. She provides everything from, the editing, the illustration, even marketing, across the board. And it's just, aside from being a personal contact and a friend of mine, she's just proven to be top notch on this publishing. This is something to check out, Colorful Crow Publishing, because I'm going with a traditional publishing company now. I've been publishing on my own, and so this is a huge step for me. Yeah. And I know she's excited about the opportunities because she's got several coming her way. And
she's a go-getter, Carly.
She is. She's got, she really is. I was thinking, this is a friend. But when I checked out everything, it was amazing what she's offering and what she's doing. So,
well, she too is a writer, so she has the background, and she's been down that road. We're almost out of time, but I do want to say too that Mandy, of course, is from Gordon County, and you are the president of
the Cartersville Area Writers, and that came from the sister group, the Calhoun Area Writers, which sort of dissolved, and everyone flowed over to Cartersville. So that's been exciting. We're still new, but there's a lot happening there.
I've been to one of the meetings, and it was one of the better writers groups.
Good to have you there.
Yeah, I loved it. It was fun. I'm going to be doing that more. I actually joined. I got to start coming more.
Yeah, you've got to come now.
Mandy, tell us how we can get your books.
Okay, so the Trace books are on Amazon, and A Fair in August will be, right now it's pre-orders on Colorful Crow. Publishing.com, but it will be available pretty much everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, obviously Colorful Crow. So that will be out pretty soon, later on this month.
Fun.
Yeah.
That is fun. Yeah. Guys, I have a feeling you're going to be seeing Mandy on our show a lot more.
I hope so.
We're in some talks, so keep tuned on that, or stay tuned. And we're going to go to break, and I'll be right back.